Okay, so this video is dealing with what type of light you need for your fish tank and why it will give you awesome plant growth. Alright, so essentially what we're going to be talking about is going to be broken down into three separate things: watts, kelvins, and lumens. First things first, everyone believes mostly that how you measure for your light of your fish tank is based on watts per gallon. This is a redundant way of measuring. It's no longer really applicable except for how much you're going to be paying to run your bulb. If you have a 40-watt bulb, that's simply the amount of power it takes to run it, what you are going to be paying for. Watts per gallon do not really factor in to the quality of light for your fish. Second thing, lumens. This is the amount of visible light being pumped out by your light bulb. More lumens, this is the brighter light you're going to have. Dimmer bulb, fewer lumens. Very simple. The third thing, which is probably the most important, is the Kelvin measurement spectrum. Now, this isn't the exact name for it. However, if you Google the Kelvin spectrum, you'll actually be able to see what I'm talking about. It's generally measured by this colorful little graph you see on the back of bulb packages. It looks like a rainbow, blue at one end, yellow and green in the middle, red at the other end. The regular sunlight, which is what you want to emulate in your tank, falls along the measurement of anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 kelvins. The best amount of sunlight you're going to want to get from your light bulb is 65 to 6,700 kelvins. This emulates regular daylight, and it does keep down on the algae bloom. It's not terrible. You're going to get algae regardless, to a greater or lesser degree. However, I haven't found any problems with these bulbs yet. Specifically, this is dealing with compact fluorescents and the long tubular bulbs you most often see at your local fish or pet store. Alright, so again, we know we want to emulate sunlight as best we can. So this is a 75-gallon tank with I'm not sure the lumens specifically, but the kelvins are 6,500. Pick this up at Rona for $4 for the bulb, which is cheaper than the $25 they wanted for a single bulb at my fish store. So if you want to measure specifically what you want for your tank in terms of lighting, you need to factor both the Kelvin and the lumens together. We're going to ignore watts completely, unless you're really worried about how much you're spending. You want that light range, which is more towards the red spectrum on your colorful little graph. If you look at the graphs and you see a spike in the yellow and green section, this bulb is not for you if you're worried about your plants. Plants reflect green and yellow light. They are not absorbing it. It may look nice in your tank and make your fish colors look pretty, but your plants will die. So you want a bulb that falls in the 65 to 6,700 range. I found this has had the best results. Now, you're probably wondering what that blue section's for. The blue section, which is higher on the Kelvin cycle, is made specifically for saltwater aquariums. Sponges, coral, they've had millions of years to adapt to absorbing nutrients from the blue colored spectrum because they're much deeper underwater. The water acts like a filter. It cuts a lot of different wavelengths out. So for those of you who have saltwater aquariums, actinic lighting is your way to go. It's more blue. Freshwater aquariums, you're going to want to be more on the red spectrum. This really encourages active photosynthesis, budding, new bushy growth. This is what you want. I will be covering LEDs and what to look for specifically, why it might be a better choice for you. generally if you do the home hardware thing, Rona, it's easier to pick up good cheap bulbs without having to spend an arm and a leg. Or some people have even retrofitted compact fluorescents right into the long tube casings. They remove the ballast. For example, this one here. Tube lighting, but some people have retrofitted them to take compact fluorescents. Compact fluorescents are also good for tanks, provided they are within the light range. If you have any questions, drop me a line and I will answer them as best I can. Underneath this video are a few links. I would highly recommend following them. They will give you more information on what I've talked about and maybe explain a little bit better if you didn't understand. It is my thought that a happy aquarium is an aquarium that's got the most amount of pseudo-real sunlight. So thank you for watching, and if you were looking for information on LED lighting for your aquarium, stay tuned.